Hey randoms, what is up? This is So Random TV back in 2016 with my first video, which is top 10 games of 2015. Apologies, this was meant to be uploaded in 2015 obviously, but the holidays got the better of me. And then I hope you guys had a great Christmas and a great New Year as well. And I hope you guys stuffed yourself with so much food that all the workouts you did throughout the year were completely useless, and now you guys are going to be sweating it back out at the gym. I hope you guys enjoy this top 10 video. Let's get onto it, and instead of doing a 10 to 1, I'll just jump straight to 1. And number 1 is, yep, you can see it, it's The Last of Us. Holy shit, best game ever made, best game every year. Oh wait, I see you stopping the video, about to move it. Don't do that. I'm only joking, guys. I'm only joking. Let's get on to the real video, the real top 10 list. Oh, on a side note, Star Wars The Force Awakens was pretty amazing. And let's spoilery talk here. You know the character that this game came out of nowhere. Rocket League 100% deserves to be in this list. This is a game that was made by indie developers, Psyonix or Sionix or Personix, whatever, you get the point. It's created with a really simple concept: cars playing football. Who would not want to play that? When it released as a free game on PlayStation Plus, it was just addictive. Although for me the replay value diminished over time quite quickly, but you can't fault the developers for making a really great game. As of until July, they made $50 million, and they haven't even ported over to Xbox One yet. And once that happens, God knows how much they're gonna make. Well deserved. They're on top of their game right now. Good luck to them. Good luck to the next game they make, or the next franchise, or the next IP, whatever it's gonna be. I'm sure it's gonna be great. Actually, I'm gonna go play Rocket League right now. Now I was a bit, iffy with this one. Until Dawn, the underdog of the year, I would say. The underdog of 2015, should I say. Created by Supermassive Games. This was meant to be a move game originally back in 2013 with, I think, PS3. The way they described the original idea and reintroduced it, it just was for the better. The butterfly effect, the aesthetics, the sound design, all three of them were solid, whereas the story was meh. If Quantic Dreams are watching or have seen the game Until Dawn, which they probably have, they should learn from it, because Supermassive Games have shown Quantic Dreams how to make a point and click type of game. The butterfly effect concept in this game is really great. You make one decision and how that can change into something else. It has been executed perfectly. I enjoyed my time with it. A lot of people obviously believe that there's a lot of replay value, but for me, for a game like this, I can't go back and do it again. Mortal Kombat X, or known as Mortal Kombat 10 if you want to be technical. This is the 10th installment by NetherRealm Studios in the lineage of Mortal Kombat. I hope I have used the right terminology there. Let's be honest, the previous Mortal Kombat, which was a reboot essentially by NetherRealm Studios, they completely smacked it. They showed that fighting games can have a story and can be told in such a way where it's engrossing as well as fun at the same time, and hats off to them for that. And they carried that over into this installment, which is the sequel. You had the challenge towers, the daily challenge towers, the weekly challenge towers, the tomb exploration mode as well. It added a whole other layer to Mortal Kombat X. Bear in mind, this is the same studio that made Mortal Kombat vs DC. If Capcom can learn anything from MKX, it's how to tell a story in a fighting game. Please, Capcom, do something like this. Overall, it was great. Arkham Knight. Arkham Knight was one of the most anticipated games for 2015. Now, it was also the biggest letdown of the year. Well, for me personally. The game was overhyped, and for a good reason as well. Rocksteady Studios, who developed the game, have proven that they can make superheroes relevant as in comparison to other games like Green Lantern, the old Superman games, especially Superman N64. The problem with Arkham Knight was the Batmobile. I don't think anyone had a problem with the Batmobile being in the game, but the Batmobile is meant to be an extension of Batman. It's not meant to be shoehorned into every mission throughout the game, especially into the second half of the game where you are literally doing nearly every single mission with the Batmobile, otherwise you can't do the mission. And let's be frank, if you were going to fight Deathstroke, you and Deathstroke will not have a boss battle, or let alone a fight with tanks. That's just not how both of them operate. Not to say Arkham Knight was not a great game, obviously they upped the gameplay mechanics. The visual aesthetics of the game are beautiful. The droplets on the cape, the rain, just wow. All in all, it was still a great game. I'm not gonna lie, it was a great conclusion to the game. Just the biggest letdown was the Batmobile just being shoehorned into every mission. Star Wars Battlefront. Let's just say what it is, I'm a hypocrite at best when it comes to this. I already knew the controversy surrounding Battlefront. The visuals and sound design alone, the game is on the list just for that sole reason, because the nostalgia is real with this one. In my opinion, this game is only fun with friends, as I have friends who have this game, and they are, I hope they don't take this offensively, they are more casual gamers who play like the shooting games and soccer, and they haven't played the previous Battlefront games to understand my passion, the reasoning of why this is shit. And although I'm saying it's shit, it's still on the list. Like I said, only because of the sound design and the visuals. Well, there is a lot of modes, but they're all rehashed modes, to be honest. The only major great mode is Walker Assault. And then there's these little things that just tick you off. Where are the Tauntauns? You can't ride them. Where are the Ewoks? Where are the Wookiees? Space battles are missing. Maybe they're going to add it as a DLC. Obviously, pay us another £50 because fuck you. The shooting is very easy. There is no skill required whatsoever. You don't even need to look down into your sights. It's best when you don't. And playing in third person makes the shooting much more easier in my opinion. It's commercially accessible to anyone, for any age, old people, young people. Essentially the game is pretty overpriced. You're getting less for what you paid for. The content is not there, the replay value is not there. It will be fun for the first 10 hours, after that it will just die down. Although I am saying all of this and it sounds like a review, I apologize, I still love it. I think the reason I love it is because it is Star Wars. Probably in the next one it will be the proper Battlefront that we have all wanted. Space battles, galactic conquest, all these other modes, even the story mode, everything will be in there, and hopefully will be a whole new revamped Battlefront game. Oh wow, what do I say about this game? That this game I just finished yesterday, so it made me rethink about my whole list. So I had to readjust, redo everything from scratch. It released on 22nd of September, digital release only. The same people who developed Amnesia. In its basic form, it's about AI. And the concept of AI is not new to us all, we already know that. But SOMA makes particularly intelligent use of video game mechanics and conventions to present these ideas in new surprising ways, which I'm sure some gamers would see that. The ones that have played this will understand what I'm talking about. Particularly the ending. The ending blows you away. You know, and the ending, you start to understand. Oh, by the way, before I continue, spoiler, the ending blows you away. I mean, people being copied over to other bodies, transferring consciousness, you know, it just makes you think a lot. But my biggest fear about this game is that it will go over a lot of people's heads, especially if they don't wrap their head around the subject of, you know, the question of if something is a copy of you, is it really alive? Does it really matter if it's the real you or just your consciousness in someone else? Already people who are listening to this might not even understand what I'm talking about. It's just sad that such an original and thought-provoking idea of a game, you know, didn't get the reception it deserved. Bloody Bloodborne. There was not many exclusives to PlayStation. I mean, I think so far there's NAC 1886, both can be disregarded. Then there's Bloodborne and Until Dawn, which are actually solid. I enjoyed it, and I love the gothic Victorian setting. Overwhelmingly difficult, and I'm hooked. I even got my friend hooked as well, and we played together. She plays with me, and it's a blast to play. It's so much fun. It is still very difficult. I've learned that as you play the game more and more, the more you die, the more you learn from your mistakes. You feel like you've achieved something great, as if the whole world was riding on your shoulders just to pass that moment. It's all about timing, learning the enemy, the AI's movements and their movesets. I'll be honest with you, I shit my pants a couple of times in this game. All in all, it is an amazing, tough game. It is worth your buy. Go and get it right now. Pause the video, go and get it right now. Either get it from PS PlayStation Store or retailers, or go onto psngames.org and buy it there for £18 and the SORANDOM discount. It's still great all in all. Can't wait to play the next BLOODBORNE whenever that comes out. Fallout 4. Most of you are probably expecting this to be a number 1 or number 2, but personally I was conflicted with my own opinion. It was so difficult to top these 3 games. The more perceptive of you lot would already know what those 2 games are. Fallout 4 deserves a spot at 3rd place. No, wait, hear me out. It's not a terrible game, it is a fucking amazing game. Bethesda can use an engine that's nearly 10 years old and still get away with it. Story is great, the gameplay is great, side stories are great. They are just as interesting as the main storyline, if not more. Probably the most anticipated game of 2015, let's be honest. And it delivered. The customization, the settlements, but still aesthetically it doesn't deliver. We have open world games that do so much and look beautiful at the same time. So why can't Fallout do that? ARKHAM Knight did that with the same engine, but look how much they changed it. Although that's not a massive open world. But if you compare it to other games, which I won't mention, that have come out this year that are open world, it doesn't deliver on the visuals. Everything else it delivers. And that's my personal opinion. That's why I believe it deserves a spot in 3rd place. Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Now this was my most anticipated game of this year, and bloody hell was it fucking amazing. It's too sad we don't get to see a game with the boss as the lead protagonist, I suppose. This game, wow, this was the last game for the Metal Gear Solid saga, and the Metal Gear, I suppose, saga. There's so much freedom in the game. The emerging gameplay in MGS5 is amazing. The amount of stuff you can do is amazing. There's even weapon customization. You can customize your buddies, you can customize your helicopter, you can customize your base. Kojima went all out with this one. It's a shame he didn't get to finish the game he wanted to, because once you finish chapter 1, you can tell in chapter 2 it was underdeveloped, which probably was rushed by Konami. They probably forced Kojima Productions to get the game out, because you're just playing the same mission with certain requirements. Certain missions are requiring you total stealth or it's on the most hardest difficulty. It just makes you think that if Kojima had time to finish that chapter, what it could have been. Its gameplay, it was amazing. The story, although it was lacking in cutscenes, they did give you tapes. All in all, it was a bloody amazing game. I've got nothing to say. The second game was well deserving. the most deserving game to be number one. It just shows you how a company of a few talented people can make such a well-crafted game where people who create AAA games, and I'm directing this to Ubisoft and Call of Duty, I mean Activision, all of them can't even create such a well-crafted game who have hundreds of thousands of people working on the same game. CD Projekt Red, who developed this game, it's probably the best open world RPG game I have played to this date. This is like the conclusion of Geralt's story. The graphics are amazing. They are lush, beautiful, bright colors in a dark, gritty world. If you love Game of Thrones, you will love The Witcher. It is dark, it is gritty, there is no happiness anywhere, there is death, there is racism. Everything that is in Game of Thrones is also in The Witcher, with the twist that it has monsters. I love the Witcher contracts where you can haggle a price with the contractors. A little decision can make such a big change in the world. It is so amazing. And there are so many endings as well. Let's not forget that this is not a Mass Effect type ending where you make one choice, it's pretty much the same ending. You get 3 different colors in that. This actually has meaningful endings, so it's a great conclusion. And I am definitely psyched to see what they do next. I mean, there's no flaws in the game for me. I mean, I loved it in every which way. The crafting, the combat, dialogue, the story, characters, the chemistry, and then the conclusion. It was all well crafted and they all came together in such a nice way. And yeah, that is my top 10 games list, and I hope you enjoyed it. And look out for 2 more videos to come sometime soon, hopefully, because I do have a day job as well, so I've got to try and make some time out. The most anticipated games for 2016 in my eyes, and games that shaped our childhood, which are 3 well deserving. Can't fault it. If you agree or disagree with my list, leave a comment down below. Please, if you like this content, please subscribe, share the video, you know, keep the love going. Please take care, randoms, and peace.